Greetings and welcome to our Kwanzaa celebration for the year of 2023.
Admit to that, I love that synergy, baby, hit 'em on the track.
My flow, you already know. Aligned to the highest, but grounded in hoes. Sacred womb, not afraid of the tomb. That's how I heal generational wounds. Step to ancestors, complete the task. Kiss to the children, no kiss to the past. Go through the portal of my mind, manifesting and changing lives. We're giving you energy. It can be copied, but it's received. In this unique path and destiny, I drove with my tribe, it's energy. Meditate and you'll see. It's energy.
Okay, great. Can you say Umoja?
Umoja.
Do you know about the Kikombesha Umoja? This means the unity cup. So today I have a unity jug. It's filled with amethyst crystals and water. I let the crystals charge my water and give it extra positive energy. Did you know that you could pray or put your intentions into water? The more beauty and love that you put into water, the more it can heal your body, because our body is mostly water, and water is one of the biggest elements that we need to survive here on earth or in the physical plane. This is something that you can put on your altar to symbolize something that connects all of us as living beings on earth. The life force energy that we have through water and how it allows us to survive. The more you know.
Habari Gani, brothers and sisters. Welcome to this virtual space. Kwanzaa is a gathering of the past and a recommitment to our highest selves. It is a celebration of all that is good, a time to reflect and rejoice in an atmosphere that is filled with peace, love, and unity. The word Kwanzaa and its principles and symbols come from the Swahili language and just the whole entire continent of Africa. At 57 years old, with over 20 million African people celebrating each year, it is actively growing in relevance throughout different countries. It serves as a shared space and overall a self-conscious cultural choice. It is not a replacement of any other religious holidays. I don't mean to say other, but it's not a replacement of any religious holidays, but it stands on pride and unity of all African people.
Did you know there are 54 countries in Africa? Western Sahara and Somaliland are under dispute because of their independence. However, Algeria is the largest landmass, and Nigeria has the largest population. The more you know.
When it comes to children, we should always be reaffirming them and reassuring them and blessing them. But this time, more than ever, the last week of the year, we should be saying really nice things to them, whether they are our own or our nieces and nephews, our brothers or sisters, or just someone that we often see in our community. We need to tell our children what they're good at, tell them why we're proud of them, the things that they help us with, and the things that they do individually that just reaffirm their strengths. Letting them participate in different ways and let them get creative with their own ideas and to create activities to encourage them and even encourage their friends who may not be celebrating Kwanzaa. Children have a special place in Kwanzaa values. They represent the biological and cultural future of our people. They are so critical to the community's physical survival, and they serve as our heirs and custodians of this culture, of our heritage. They inherit African culture. They inherit everything from what we feed them, from how we dress them, and just how we tell them stories about themselves, the narratives, the accomplishments, and making them just a rich part of our legacy, the most important part. We leave it to them, so it's only right that we build them up.
Have you ever heard of Mia Granson or Lily Ann Granderson? She was a slave in Kentucky. However, while working in the home, she was able to learn how to read and write from the slave master's children. The story gets even more interesting as she gets sold to Mississippi to another slave owner, works in the cotton fields, then gets transferred into the home, and makes her midnight school. Now, her midnight school was a school that was from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., where she taught 12 slaves at a time how to read and write. It's important to note that at this time, reading and writing for slaves was illegal. So, how brave of it for her to teach and educate others, even when the law was against it. She was able to teach hundreds of slaves how to read and write, and I believe in around 1860s, the Freedmen's Bureau, or the North, who was coming in for the Union War, the Civil War, was able to take her in and make her an official teacher. So she was able to continue to teach, got married, had 2 children, and who knows how many families she has touched in America today. So is it possible that one of your ancestors learned to read and write through Mila Granson or Lillian Granderson? Or were they able to read and write through other means? There's so many stories of how education was important to our ancestors. So we cannot take reading, writing our name, or reading a sign outside for granted. Please, next time you read or write, think of her or think of the other many slaves and freemen who were able to educate themselves despite the law and despite the odds.
So, getting into Kwanzaa, these are a little bit of proverbs that I like just for inspiration. I like to share them. There's many more that I like to share for each day of Kwanzaa, each principle. They hold, there's different quotes, there's different inspirations, there's different proverbs. There's actually even, things that you can pull from the Quran or the Holy Bible just to give you a little bit of motivation. But these are a few that I like. What you do today that is worthwhile inspires others to act at some future time. That's from Marcus Garvey. So I like to think of that as like planting your seeds. Someone may be watching you plant your seeds, but at the end of the day, take that as inspiration. The soul that is within me, no man can degrade. That's from Frederick Douglass. Standing on unity, standing on pride. Don't let people bring you down. And lastly, from Malcolm X, we must launch a cultural revolution to unbrainwash an entire people. Unlearning, that's like we must teach each other, learn as we go, and getting away from depression, materialistic things, getting that off our back, that the things that are breaking us down and breaking us apart.
Let's review the Ngazo Saba, Umoja, Kujishangalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kumba, Imani. Can you say it with me at home? Umoja, which means unity. Kujishangalia, which means self-determination. Ujima, which means cooperative work and collective work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kumba, creativity. Imani, faith, and coming together.
Kwanzaa is actually celebrated, and it started out as a harvest festival. Back home, they, from fall to like now, they're doing harvest festivals, and mainly in South and West Africa, places like Botswana and Ghana, they're celebrating the first fruits. So it really started with like the Yam Festival, for instance. Just being grateful for the fruits of the world and celebrating it. It's a big deal.
Usually, in a Kwanzaa ceremony, I would ask my elders if I have permission to speak. They would reply yes or no, and I would proceed with the ceremony. Umoja means unity. The black candle stands for the people, the red is our struggle, and the green is us overcoming that struggle and going into more prosperous times, prosperous land, prosperous endeavors. So I would light the black candle, and I would then take the Kikombe Shao Umoja, which is our unity cup. I would pass the unity cup around, and we will begin the libation ceremony. At this time, you can think of any ancestors, known or unknown to you, that you would like to pay respects to in your libation ceremony. I would like to show respect towards my cousin who just passed away, Ashe. Respect to those who have died and been a part of the Black Lives Matter movement, Ashe. Respect to those who have died in the civil rights movement for our rights, Ashe. Recognizing our ancestors at this time is a beautiful, humble, and noble way of dealing with grief, mourning, but also having community around us at this time. This is usually what I would proceed to go around with my family and talk about unity. How can we show unity within our community?
Path and destiny. I roll with my tribe, it's energy. Meditate and you'll see. It's energy. Baby, it's energy.
I came from rag to riches.